Um, I'm very happy to be here, but I must say that I'm a bit under the weather, and I was I'm not at all prepared to be speaking uh, at this meeting. Um, but I think it's a very good initiative because mental health is so very important for overall health and well-being of everyone everywhere. আমি সবাইকে মুজিব বর্ষের শুভেচ্ছা জানাই, সবাইকে বাংলাদেশের স্বাধীনতার সুবর্ণ জয়ন্তীর শুভেচ্ছা জানাই. This year we are celebrating our 50 years of our independence, and also we are continuing with the celebrations of the birth centenary of our father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. I'll be very brief. Whenever we talk about health, mental health is an integral part of that. But a part which is most often neglected, overlooked, and also carries a lot of stigma with it, unfortunately. When we have a problem with our eyesight, we do not have problem going to an ophthalmologist and get a pair of glasses. But whenever we have some problem with our mind, then we somehow, first of all, we don't recognize it. Secondly, if it is at all recognized, it's a taboo to talk about it. And even from a family kind of perspective, it's seen as a huge stigma, not only on the person, but on the family itself and the people associated with that person. So this is very, very difficult, and our overall health depends a great deal on mental health. And mental health problems are, I'm sorry, I joined very late, so I just heard a bit from the experts, but it is mental health problem is very common and of varying degrees, and a lot of times the manifestations are also manifestations are also very varied, and most of it is as I said before, it is ignored, and we don't think normally that if somebody is behaving differently than normal, sometimes we think that is a problem, whilst somebody who's behaving normally but suffering from depression or many other kinds of mental health issues, we treat them as normal. And if any question is raised that about that person's mental health, people get offended. Even the person himself or herself, they get offended. And so this is very important. First, I think, to destigmatize and make people accept the fact that mental health is very important. Mental health problems are very common, and it should not be a taboo. It is like any other problem, any other physical or any other problem that needs to be treated, that needs to be taken care of. During this COVID, not only the physical health, but mental health has become a huge problem, because a lot of people, not only it's the long COVID that we talk about, now people are talking about around the world, but it's also because of COVID, the financial and other problems that people had to face. There are job losses, there are other tensions, income losses, and other problems. So people are stressed, and people are under huge pressure. A lot of people are. And people have lost their loved ones. Our working conditions have become so different. There are so many restrictions now in so many ways. So these are causing a lot of mental problems as well. So I think especially now, attention to mental health is even more, I think, important and necessary. Children are going back to school after a long, long time in Bangladesh, after nearly 18 months. And why are we going back now while we still have infection rates that are way above 5%? Why are we going back? We are going back because it's been nearly 18 months, and now we have to weigh the sort of the cost and benefit kind of that ratio. I mean, we have to look at the trade-offs, because while keeping our children away from, or our learners away from their institutions, educational institutions, for nearly 18 months, have given us good results in terms of keeping our infection rates down compared to many other countries. But it's a fact that because of this prolonged closure of educational institutions, our children, especially those who had to remain homebound for this whole period, they have developed all kinds of problems, including mental problems. And there are psychosocial problems, social problems. So now it is more important, we thought, to bring them back to school, though the infection rates are still a bit higher than 5%, which experts say that if it is 5% or below, it's safe to bring back students to schools or educational institutions. So for the past nearly a year, in the Education Ministry, we have started a program of training, giving counseling training to our teachers. There's a program under which we have planned to train about 200,000 teachers. We're aiming to have at least 2 teachers trained in counseling in every educational institution in Bangladesh, because it's not just for the post-COVID era, it's for all the time, and for even normal times. Children do suffer from all kinds of mental problems, stresses. There are stresses because of the family situations, stresses because of all kinds of gender tensions, gender-based tensions in the schools or outside schools. All kinds of problems they face, and adolescents especially, they go through very difficult periods. So it is important that their mental health issues are addressed properly before it becomes worse, before they suffer a lot. So we have been, because of the directives that we had for a long, long time, actually, from our Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, who wanted to see counselors in every educational institution. So we have taken that initiative, and we have developed manuals for their training and all that, and have collaborated. We are collaborating with experts from Dhaka University and from other institutions, with psychiatrists, with psychoanalysts, with counselors. So we are collaborating with the experts, and we have come up with this manual and giving this training. So we hope that in the coming days, when our children come back to school, they will have, maybe not at the beginning, not all of them will have that access, but in the very near future, we will have, our children will have access to some kind of counseling in the schools, to help them cope with their mental issues. So with that, I will conclude, and I would very much like to learn more about this institution, this organization called Moner Bondhu, and what they're working on, how they're working, and if there is any possibility of working with our educational institutions. We're very happy to cooperate, because mental health is important. And as His Excellency just said, while concluding, he said, be strong. What was it? Be strong, be kind, and be well. I think we all, in this situation, we all need to be strong. We need to be kind, and we need to be well, and kind to ourselves as well, and in recognizing whether we have any mental issues or not, and not attach any stigma to this. Thank you. Thank you so much. Joy Bangla, Joy Bangabandhu, may Bangladesh live forever.